Good evening, or good morning in my case. Um, Today I will be presenting my final project for computer ethics. My name is Ronnie Burns. I am a first year computer science scholar hailing from Dallas, Texas. And the name of my project today Is Intelligence Our Downfall? Now, the reason I decided to say this is because AI, or artificial intelligence, is a very, very big topic in today's technology field. And when you really sit down and think about it, is intelligence our downfall? Because, like Stephen Hawking said, who is a great physicist, a great physicist that left his mark on the physics world, and is held to many as one of the greatest to ever do it. He asked, or he said that, is AI going to surpass us? Because AI's growth isn't limited by human biological evolution like we are. So will we be able to regulate and control AI before it becomes too late? Which really caught my eye, and I think that was a big reason why I wanted to really do this project. So, like I said, AI is very important in today's world. Everything is ran by computers. Everything is ran by a processing system or something of that nature. The phone I'm using to record this computer, your watches, everything is ran by a computer. And computers' brains usually involve some sort of AI. All AI is just artificial intelligence, and it's basically just a robot's brain. And basically how our brain works is the same way a computer or a robot's AI will work. And that's mainly the main goal of artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is very important, and I feel like artificial intelligence needs to be regulated, because when you look at it, like Stephen Hawking said, the growth of artificial intelligence is exponentially high. It's every day, it's something new. It's a new robot, a new thing, a new that, and when you really sit down and think about it, you have to regulate it or things will get out of hand. I feel like we can reap the benefits of AI safely as long as we relegate it, and we can't keep this hands-off approach that we've been having up to this point, because it's allowing for different companies and different avenues and projects to use AI in malicious forms and use it almost illegally, infringing on many of our rights. So the history of AI goes back to all the way to the 1940s, and I was reading this article. And it said that the origins or the foundations of AI really came from this book called The Runaround. And in the book, the author was discussing robotics and things like that. And then the 3 laws of robotics, which I view the 3 laws of robotics as the ethics of robotics, the kind of the moral code or the foundation of robotics, and I think and AI. And I think that it's very important that we understand that. And the 3 laws of robotics basically is the robots may not harm a human. They must listen to the commands of a human as long as it does not infringe on the first act or the first law. And 3, they may protect themselves as long as it doesn't infringe on the first and second one. So, seeing as that is the ethics and the moral code of robotics and AI, I feel like it's a great foundation, a great start to where we can go with AI and where regulation needs to really start, because I feel like those are really good rules and rules and ethics for AI, but we have to build on top of that, because we can't just allow that to be it, because like I said, the growth will get so high to where we can't even control it at a certain point. And I feel like, and this leads me to the definition of AI, which is just basically a computer or a processing system manned or asked of the task of responding to different situations and handling different tasks in a human way with a human capacity. Now, of course, AI and computers, they lack things like emotion and things of that nature. So you won't always get, the realest response. But AI, the more that we've worked with it and the more that we develop it, has gotten really, really good and really, really close to borderline human capacity. So existing arguments. So basically, AI is very important, and obviously there's going to be different views and different stances on the topic. Everybody has a different stance on the topic, and that's why I find it so interesting that this topic gets to discuss more, because everybody has their view on it. And so different existing arguments is that AI regulation has been hands off and has been used by business and private companies as malicious and just monetary gain. AI has been used very loosely and very freely, and many people have not really regulated it. And the U.S. government has pretty much been hands off with the with AI. And the reason for this is because they don't want to stifle and they don't want to stunt the growth of AI, which is understandable. But there's many examples throughout history where we've been able to have regulation and still promoted growth. For instance, the 1974 Fair Credit Billing Act, and basically what that did was it gave the protection and gave citizens the protection of credit and all those things in the banking system and things like that, but it still promoted the growth of credit and the use of credit, to where we had regulation to keep us safe, but also have growth to allow that business and that avenue of revenue to grow. And I feel like we can, use that could be a perfect example of what we can do with artificial intelligence, because if we are able to have regulation that is able to protect us and still allow the growth to be exponential, I feel like AI could be something that could change the world forever. And which leads me to my argument, which is basically that we have so many benefits from AI, and it's like literally me getting notifications on my phone, what's it called, dealing with my health and things like that, is AI, because it's reading and it's understanding me. And like we reap these benefits every day, but some of these benefits need to be regulated, because it could be borderline infringing on our rights, which is unethical and which is wrong in my opinion. Like these biometric scanners in many of our phones, watches, and tablets and things of that nature. What's it called? It's used as mass surveillance because they're gaining information on our health, our location, and many more things, which is wrong, which is infringing on our rights, which is infringing within on our privacy and things like that, which of course we know and we can find to be unethical. But I read an article that is I go in deeper into the paper about, and basically the article was just giving examples of what we could do. And one thing that stuck out was that we have to regulate and borderline ban biometric scanners and mass surveillance systems, because there should be no situation where our privacy could be infringed on that level. And I completely agree with many of these things, even though they have their benefits. If we can't have privacy, if we can't have our own life and our own thing without being infringed by these major corporations and things of that nature, then many a times we will be, at the mercy and at the hand of them, because they know everything about us. There's some things that we need to keep private, and I feel like people in the tech field don't understand that everything does not have to be on public record and public information. And I feel like a lot of things and a lot of AI benefit from that. And even though, yeah, that's cool, we still need to regulate that. So that's the main one that I really want to focus on, because it's the one that's closest proximity to all of us. We can all really we are all affected by it, and two, it's one that's on the easier side to regulate because it's simple. We need to regulate and get rid of it because it is infringing on our rights and it's infringing on our privacy. So in conclusion, AI is important. AI is changing the world, and AI will change the world in the future. My son, my little brother, my family, we will experience AI. The world in 10 years is going to be crazy because everything is going to be really ran by AI. And I feel like that is not good. I feel like we need to value human, what humans have that exclusive to humans, like emotions and certain things like that, because everybody's case is different. Everybody's different. And I feel like robots, they don't understand that. AI, it will not understand that. And that's the importance of us. If we can build robots that will change the world, and that will, respond and do things in human capacity, that doesn't make us obsolete. That just makes us more, in my opinion, it emphasizes us more, because there's certain things AI can do, that we can. And I feel like we need to value that, and we need to really sit down and really think about where we need to use AI. Sometimes AI is great, handling massive amounts of massive amounts of work and things of that nature is cool. But when we're dealing with human to human interaction, I feel like AI should be pretty much obsolete. I feel like there's benefits to AI, but if we continue to be hands off and hands free, we will never, ever, ever be able to control it. And I feel like it starts today and starts now. So we must make action now, because AI is coming. AI growth is, like I said, exponential. And if we do not get control of AI now, we will never, ever, ever be able to control it in the future. Thank you for watching, and thank you for having an amazing class. Thank you for listening to my presentation. I am Ronnie Burns once again. You have a blessed day.